Steve Seaman. Welcome to another installment of Spiritual Alchemy. Well, you might be wondering what smashing a wall has got to do with spiritual alchemy. Perhaps you're also wondering what a spiritual alchemist does, apart from typing information into the computer or putting videos on the internet. When I'm not reading and writing, you'll very often find me in my garden or with my family, with my animals, or building, or, as today, doing some demolition. Now, as I've said, spiritual alchemy is a very practical system, and we bring it into our life. The end goal is autonomy. That means you're working for yourself. You're living your own life. It's not being dictated for you. You are dictating what you are doing. That's enlightenment as far as a spiritual alchemist is concerned. Now, back to the wall. In all mystic pursuits, we know that as above, so below, as inside, so outside. And everything that we find ourselves on the external world is a mirror for something on the internal world. Now, I'll give you a really good example. The end goal and the idea of being your own boss is to build your own house with your own hands. And you're not building it for the bank, so you build it with your own money as well. I've done that twice. On my first house, in my early 30s, I had a problem with the floor. And then I realized that what was going on was it was becoming a symbol of my past, my childhood, and my childhood pain that had not fully been packed out. Now, these sort of symbols are hitting everybody all the time. It doesn't matter if you're a spiritual alchemist or not. All the problems that people are having in their day-to-day life are an external reflection of something that's going on inside. The difference with a spiritual alchemist is that you know that. And so in my second house, because I am consciously working with these symbols, my first house, I had an imitation slate that I had problems with the glue and it wasn't sticking, and I ended up making painting a marble texture or a marble design on it in the end. On my second house I used real slate and it came out perfect, and that was a symbol of the way that I had unpacked my childhood pain and gone through the healing processes. Now it's the same with this wall. We could look at this wall as being a wall of memories, and each backstone here is a particular file of a memory. Now, spiritual alchemy, when you're working, I'll tell you right now, it doesn't matter what mystic pursuit that you're involved with, you become one with like an artist, you become one with what you're working with the material. I don't wear gloves or safety goggles, okay? Spiritual alchemy is, sometimes you get hurt, and it's the same when you're using all of these symbols or all of these particular situations as a symbol. So, this is a memory. Alright, now it takes a lot of hard work to get a memory out. Alright, you take it away from the rest, one by one, and you clean it up. Alright? Now, of course, file it with the rest of the ones that you've cleaned up. Stack it neatly, because we're going to be using them later. Because that's part of dealing with our shadow, is that we're going to turn it as part of the transformation process, is that the shadow becomes in fact your superpower, but you have to harness it. Alright? Now when I'm through the process, in the middle of the process, it's much easier. Of course at the start, it's a lot harder. And you'll find that here, they've built in their wisdom a pillar behind it. So every time I've done a row, I come to a hard part again. And you'll find it's the same when you're going through unpacking your memories, those things that are holding on to you. Because if you want to be autonomous, alright, you don't want to be controlled by repressed pain from your childhood. You don't want to be controlled by programming that's forming your mind and your thinking every day. This is it's just a symbol. This is spiritual alchemy. Getting into your subconscious and hacking it out, well, unwrapping it, brick by brick, going through the process. And you're never too late to start, but the sooner you start, the better. And each time that you go to another level, you're dealing with another situation on a higher level. So, like I said, spiritual alchemy is a practical system. We bring it into our life day by day. Everything is a symbol. Once you harness the symbols and you're working with the symbols, you can build a house, build your soul at the same time. You can take down a wall. We actually got an old garage here. I took the roof off it, and I'm taking this wall out so we can have a swimming pool in this space. So, that's also a symbol. Swimming in the water of the collective unconscious at the end of the process. I hope that you join me for more of my series on spiritual alchemy. Thank you very much.